So today in the mess, we are kicking off with Sky Jackson. We have an update. So we reported before that she was in LA at Universal City Walk, got into it with her boyfriend. She was allegedly on video shoving him, so they were detained. Police came. She was charged with domestic battery. The LA DA has decided not to move forward with the charges for domestic battery. So they're saying that there isn't enough evidence to bring the case to trial. So because of this, they're going to let it go. And I mentioned this before, like I'd never really seen her in any issues like this or whatever. She doesn't have any criminal background, anything like that. So, I mean, at this point, she's going to move on and be able to just live her life. But it was super viral online. So I guess.
Was there video of it?
So in the beginning, yes, there was reported to police that there was video, and police were using that, I guess, the video of the shoving or whatever they had to be able to bring those charges. But the DA is saying it's not enough. So maybe the shoving is being described as one way, but the video itself, we haven't seen the video, might not fully be what the DA is going to classify.
And her as a woman, and him
battery.
being a man, I'm sure played a role into it as well. Probably didn't look as serious on the video, but if it was a guy doing that to a woman, it'd be totally different.
You never know. We haven't seen the video, but that could definitely be a thing. That could definitely be a thing for sure. And another update, B.K.A. So B.K.A., remember we reported that he had passed away. So there's now information on what happened. So TMZ got this update, and what they were told was that he passed away in the hospital last Thursday. So he suffered a pulmonary embolism. And he was basically at work. He was doing the morning takeover at Urban One Radio 1 station. He fainted and then was rushed to the hospital.
Wow.
Once he was rushed to the hospital, he was there for some time. His family, everybody is there. And then he passed away. When he passed away, the same day, he passed away with his 2 daughters by his side.
Wow.
That's horrible, man. I mean, that's a blood clout. That's a blood clot in one of your arteries.
Yeah, something not being able to circulate right to somewhere.
Yeah, it stops blood flow to your lungs, I believe, an artery in your lungs. That's why I be so big on Dr. Puma, man, sending people to go to Soren Medical. You know, get all of that looked at, cardiovascular, all of that. Make sure that there's no blockages or anything, because man, when them things hit, they hit.
Yeah, you can do things like, I know my mom, we have one scheduled for her soon. They do like lung failure and like whatever test. Even if you don't think there's something wrong, they can go in and just kind of see and like predict if something will happen, so it's preventative and not reactionary.
That's what Charlamagne was saying with Dr. Puma. He does everything around the heart, and he does lungs too. It's lungs too, because he was able to look at my lungs
See
as well.
a black doctor?
No, he's not black. He's been up here several times though, but he does these things where he makes it affordable where
He's not white either though. What is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't.
He a person.
He a person. He's a human being.
Either, though.
He's a human being. But he does this thing and he makes it very, very affordable where people can actually go and get their heart checked out, get their cardio, and get their lungs checked out. So Charlamagne and I both went to make sure that we were pretty good. Not together, but we did go.
Sending healing energies to family of B.K.A. though, man.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Like, stay on top of your health, my brothers.
Now, in other news, Kash doll, her home was burglarized over the weekend, and it could have been really, really bad. She doesn't normally share super private stuff like this at all, but she took to social media to tell us about what happened.
Since I've been in Detroit, I guess people was looking at my story and they see that I'm not home. And they found that this was the best opportunity to run inside of my house and get all my Birkin bags in Atlanta. However, that's cool. They got caught. They got into a shootout with my child's father, and the police got all of them. And we ain't took no L. It's a celebration, but it's also sad that it's black people that's just running inside of people's homes trying to take their things. And what if my kids was there? What if my sister was there? What if my mom was there? What if Tracy was there asleep and y'all caught him slipping? They came in with guns.
So there were 4 guys, 4 black young men that came into her home. The report to the police was there was a woman who called and said, on my Ring camera, I'm able to see 4 people breaking into my home. That woman then, and I'm assuming that woman is cashed out because she's telling us what happened, then called a friend of hers who got to the home and confronted the people that were trying to burglarize the home, and there was a shootout that happened. She talks a little bit about how, like, after the shootout or whatever, they fled.
It was the baby daddy that was shooting, right?
Tracy T. Yeah, so Tracy T got there, got into a shootout with the guys, then they fled, right? So police arrived, they see these guys take off in a car. They take off in that car, they crash the car into a utility pole trying to get away from the police. They hop out of the car. The driver has 2 guns on him, and y'all, there's video in one of the reports that I watched. One of the guns is like automatic, like they came in ready for whatever, right?
Did they get arrested?
Yes. There's one person that is still, at the time of the report, that was still at large, though, but they did get arrested.
Somebody sent me his name from Detroit. I'll tell on him this morning on the radio.
Oh,
okay?
God. And
Atlanta,
whatever they said.
And so they were charged with first-degree burglary. But the big issue, another issue that she had with this whole thing, and you know, luckily everybody is safe, Tracy T is safe, was that the way that her community responded, because she's the youngest person on her block and the only black person on her block. So take a listen to this.
You guys, I stay in a nice neighborhood, you know, where I'm the only black person on my block and the youngest person on my block. And this man had the audacity to go to the news, running mayors. He went to the news and told them that my house is a drug house because it's traffic and a lot of black people there. Because it's always traffic. He just assumed that since it's nice cars and other black, nice, successful people pulling up, that's entertainers, that's friends, producers, that have nice things as well, that I have drugs in my home. For you to just associate me with drugs just because I'm young, black, and successful, that's crazy.
I bet the other people in the neighborhood believe that all those gunshots and all the police being there was warranted because they think Kash Doll is a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yo, one of the guys that was got in a report, he was like, well, we thought it was fireworks, but I mean, you know. And then there was another guy that was like, I've never seen anything like this happen in this neighborhood. I've never seen this many police. This is just too much. Like, you could tell, like, oh, they...
That's what happened to J. Cole too, right? That was when J. Cole's studio, people thought he was selling drugs out of his house when so many black people coming into his studio one time.
You would think that in Atlanta, they'd be used to that by now, though.
It depends on where.
With black people with money?
In the South, though, like, this is like, she's like on the outskirts. You know what I mean? Like,
And she just said Atlanta, I don't know.
It's Brookhaven is like out the way. Like, it's not you're not seeing a lot of black people. She said she's the only black person on the block.
Well, I'm glad Tracy didn't get hurt, but I do wish he would have hurt somebody. I wish his bullets would have hit some folks, because if you run up in someone's home, you get what you deserve. Just like Kash Doll said, you don't know if my family in there, my kids in there, anything. You just running up in people's houses. I wish Tracy would have shot them all.
Well, one of the police officers shot the driver. The driver's now listed in critical condition because when he came out the car, he had a gun on him, so they shot. And then they dropped the gun. He stopped, tried to pick up the gun, so they shot him again.
So you want me to feel sorry for him?
No, I'm just telling you that somebody was shot. No, I was just telling you someone was shot.
Like you said, yeah, they would have ran up in that house, say she was there, say her baby father was there, her kids were there, her mom was there,
yes.
her nanny was there, and they
came ready to. Them guns was big guns.
They earned it.
Yes.
Earned every bullet he got.
We got time for one more?
No.
Okay, wrapping up? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm glad they're okay, though, but yeah.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. When we come back, we got front page news with Morgan Wood. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.